Welcome to my little party in your honor. Welcome back to the top 10 most overrated films in the history of 2018. Now, a lot of people have made their own lists, and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. But to me, these are the most overrated films. And it wasn't even close. Number 10 on this list. How you doing, Mr. Moore? Appreciate it. In case you didn't know, we also did the top 10 best and the top 10 worst already on the Screen Fiend account as we continue on with this list here. You're probably the only person to get through right now because notifications once again hasn't been going out very much. And we're not understanding why. Now, number 10, First Reformed. First Reformed is a movie starring Ethan Hawke, who plays a guy who suffers a divorce for a certain reason. And he's now working at a church called First Reformed, where he's now a priest. And a lot of different circumstances start happening where he, interpretations on how, life is viewed and a lot of different things that happen. Now, visually, I see where the director was going, but this film is so overhyped as being like one of the greatest films of the year. I'm like, greatest films of the year? I spent the majority of the time bored by it. So I'm just like, and I'm someone who can watch films and look at a film and say, wow, okay, this is something special I'm seeing here. First Reformed, my goodness. It was a snooze fest at best. It's okay, but definitely overhyped. Number 9, Thoroughbreds. The psychotic thriller of some rich, overprivileged girls who come up with a psychotic plot that it'd be okay to, one of them wants to kill her stepfather, who she doesn't like. Oh well. Thoroughbreds is a complete and utter non-payoff type of movie. You're waiting on the payoff and it kind of doesn't come, and when it does come, it's kind of dissatisfying. Number 8 on the list is Mandy. Mandy, with Nicolas Cage and his psychotic acts. Now, the movie is filmed in basically all purple. And as an all-purple movie, these are the things that goes down in the purple world. They have purple rain running around up there. So the whole world is basically all purple. They run into some crazy acid going out of their brain, Jesus freaks, who decide to burn a guy's wife in front of them. And then, of course, the guy survives, who's Nicolas Cage. And he hunts down the Jesus freaks with a homemade axe and goes on a gory spree. Not scary, not suspenseful, very crazy, Mandy. And it's completely overrated, as some people have made this the best film of 2018, which is a joke, and I almost choked when I had to say it myself. Now, number 7 on the list, Bird Box. The movie you're seeing a clip of right here with Sandra Bullock and this, whatever this virus is or that's inflicted the earth. They have to keep their eyes closed. Bird Box is a movie that doesn't pay off. You waste all this time going down this road and it just doesn't pay off. I mean, it's an all right movie. It's watchable, but it's nothing that you're going to feel like, wow, I need to watch this. This is a great film. No, it's not. This is an all right film. I mean, it's a lot of flaws in this film whatsoever. Like some of the dumbest decisions ever made was made in this film. So it's Sandra Bullock. Oh, she learns to become a mom. Okay, great. Everybody's talking about it because it's a hype job. It's almost was the number one, but the movie was actually decent. You know, it has its flaws, but it's actually decent. So I wouldn't say it was overhyped more than the rest of these films here that I'm about to say. Yeah, it would have had more impact if they got there and the people there were actually had their eyes gouged out on purpose, just to make sure. It would have added more tension to the film, but they chose not to do it. What's up, Q Hectic? I see you. They chose not to do it, so we see what's left right here. You know, we're stuck with this. And brings me to number 6. Eighth grade. Eighth grade to me was one of the biggest waste of time there is. All these coming of age movies, eighth grade. I mean, this must be eighth grade for suburban Jewish white kids. That's what they should have said. Eighth grade for suburban Jewish white kids. It's a coming of age movie of a kid who's only have one parent. And what are they doing? This movie was ridiculous. The dad was unbelievable as a dad in this situation. It's just like the whole thing was dad would have been out on dates. Dad would have been trying to get somebody in there to help him out with his daughter. And the way the daughter acted is definitely suburbanized. I mean, I understand she lost a mom, but hey, you know, it's been some years. Bird Box is a decent film. Like, it's watchable. But it's not what everybody's thinking it is. So it is overhyped. Believe me, it's overrated completely. Yeah. Number 5 on the list is Ocean's 8. This hyped up movie, which starred Sandra Bullock again as the overtone of the Me Too movement. We're going to do all women and we're going to steal stuff like they did in Ocean's 11. Thank God, um, what's his name was not in this movie, George Clooney, and he just said, I'm staying out of it. You was thinking about Ocean's 8. Oh, well, that's why it's number 5, because it was so hyped up to be, oh, this edgy comedy. It was so great. No, it was not. This movie was so overrated. I was bored watching the heist. It went down as a Tom and Jerry event, but it really could have been something special and smart. It turned out to be some smash and grab, women can do the same thing as men can do type of movie that just irritated me and was not worth the hype that it got. Number 4, Parenting 2. The talking bear is back, and the people in the UK love him. They love him so much they wanted to say that this movie is one of the best movies of the year. I've seen some YouTube moviegoers with all this software said the same entirely stupid, stupid quote. So anyway, Parenting 2 is a run back of the same type of jokes that we seen in Austin Powers Goldmember. We've seen a lot of these jokes before in other movies, and it was done a lot better and executed a lot better. It's pretty too UK-ish for me, I guess. But I did not think this movie was worth the hype that it was given. Now, at number 3, Hereditary. Hereditary to me was one big joke. It's a sick, boring joke. At first, it takes a turn. You go, okay, we might have something here. Then the turn comes out to be so weird, so retarded, floating people. Huh? What is this? Why didn't he just leave the house? Why did you keep going? It's a lot of questions, a lot of stupidity to make this movie work, and it was completely overhyped. As some people have this in their top 10 best movies of 2018, which it is completely overrated. And number 2, The Quiet Place. The Quiet Place is a good movie. It's watchable, but I cannot watch that over and over again. I thought it was decent in certain points, but other than that, it is completely overhyped. And they're talking about it is the best horror movie. It was nothing scary about that. Only thing that was ticking me off was that hard-headed girl daughter of theirs. I'd be like, look, you the one gave him the doggone toy after I told him to sit it down. Now your brother gone, it is your fault. Now don't make no more mistakes or you gonna be gone. See, now this is the thing I'm talking about right here. Black family would have towed him up with a belt and the monster would have came and got them. Because I'd have been tearing them up. I'd be like, look, we can move better by ourselves. Now, the number one most overrated movie of 2018 is undoubtedly Mission Impossible Fallout. Hey, thank you, Mr. Flawless. I appreciate that. All the way from New Zealand. The most overrated movie is Mission Impossible Fallout. There has been no movie of this year that has been more overrated than this movie right here with Tom Cruise. This movie was a joke compared to the last one. A joke. This movie was so generic and pathetic. A simple, dumb plot. There's no arc to it whatsoever. There's no care. There's no feeling. There's no desire. You don't think he really cares about the ex-wife he was with anyway. Then there's another girl involved that they don't even develop her character. She just pops in and out. I'm like, are you serious? This thing was overhyped. People have made it the number one movie of 2018. I'm ready to fight those people right now. This movie could never, ever, ever be the best movie. I mean, the best movie of the year. Are you kidding me? It was more like, who would believe these guys are MI agents? Okay, these guys they're making mistake after mistake after mistake, just stupid mistakes. They're bringing the guy out. Oh, no, he's shot. I'm like, we're out in the open. Oh, we forgot to cover ourselves with masks. It is the dumbest movie they have ever made together. Of the whole series, it made no sense. It made no sense. It was the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life. Where's the box? Vin Diesel, yeah. He got away, but I tagged him. I put this tracker in his neck so we know where he at. He's go ahead and get him. I'm like, you did all that and he didn't kill you? I'm like, this is the dumbest movie I've probably seen in the entire collection. Man gets knocked unconscious while falling. Then he wakes back up when they land, gets struck by lightning in a cloud. This movie was so dumb. The ending was so non-climatic and just stupid. Oh my god, it was so overhyped that they didn't even have any care in it at the end when the woman was there and his ex-wife is there, and then I don't know who is this, the new wife? Like, you don't care about putting her life in danger? Jesus Christ. He does. It's no heart in the film whatsoever, and that's why it sucks. At number one. Now there's a lot of like honorable mentions. A lot of people thought Incredibles 2 was overhyped. I didn't. I enjoyed Incredibles 2. A lot of people said the Meg was overhyped, but I didn't think it was overhyped. I think it did good for what it was supposed to do. You know, a lot of people think like, man, they just wasn't that great. I mean, it was a shark movie with Jason Statham. Annihilation was overhyped. Yeah, no. I mean, I can't say it's overhyped because nobody really went to see it. But yeah, that's a definite honorable mention. Sicario, yes, definitely overhyped. That almost made the list. Mary Poppins almost made the list, but that's a kids movie. But that's completely overhyped. The Nutcracker wasn't as hyped as it should have been, because that's a bunch of garbage too. The Nun was definitely overhyped. I was mad about that. Well, The Grinch was just a bad movie. Well, it wasn't a bad movie, it just wasn't that good. And they kind of wasn't even hyped. They mostly hyped it once it was out. But they just promoted it. They didn't really hype the movie like, this is the best Grinch movie ever. Yes, a lot of people do have Black Panther as their number one most overrated film, which I don't think it was overrated at all. Most of the people who rated it overrated wasn't black. So they don't really get it. For blacks, this was the first time a film of its caliber was ever done. We've never had a big budget film with just an all black cast mostly on the screen. That was a big budget. The last time we done that was Boomerang. But Boomerang wasn't surrounded by the fact that the characters were black. That wasn't the theme or what it was built around. It wasn't about, hey, our characters are black. He's a black man. He's black, black, black. Like Black Panther come out and let you know this is about being black. We gonna let you know about it. And staying true to the heritage and all the people around the tribal origins, they did a great job. And it had what a lot of movies didn't have: heart. It had arc. The enemy actually meant something. Now, this is what I don't understand. Everybody can see that and know that once the movie's being made and they're doing their thing, and everybody's like, okay, we could see that now. We see the growth. Then when the movie's getting ready to come out and hit the theaters and everybody loves the movie, then they hate it. So it wasn't overrated. It did exactly, it lived up, I thought, to the hype. People walked out of the movie satisfied. A lot of people went in there thinking that they were going to see something to attach them to the that was going to attach them to the Avengers movie. And when they didn't get that, then naturally they don't connect to it. Most of the people who aren't African American couldn't understand it enough. It didn't connect all the way with them like it did would resonate with a lot of other people. Me, I might just step out and go see Aquaman in IMAX 3D. I've been thinking about doing that. So yeah, I might as well do that. I got time. I hope you guys have a blessed day. But give me some more titles while you're here. Let me get some more titles from you. Tell me which titles you think. For most overrated. I watched a lot of films this year, buddy. Tag wasn't overrated. Tag was great. I think you guys get promoted mixed up with overrated. The Greatest Showman was never rated greatly. I mean, that a lot of people say these things. They say, you know what? You know, we need to be all right. This is going to be all right. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. We're going to be all right. You hear that a lot. Robin Hood was never overrated. It was hardly ever promoted. Seriously. The movie was hardly ever promoted. The Ant-Man and the Wasp was a good movie. It wasn't like the best movie in the world, but it was very good. So, for me, that was it. That marked the end of a lot to me. It marked the end of a cycle of the type of movies that people watch. I thought the graphics in the first Ant-Man and then this Ant-Man and Wasp was just amazing. Well, Moonlight is about 2 years ago. So, we're not dealing with Moonlight again. So next thing you know, you talking about La La Land again, and that whole era's done. Black Klansman was great. I mean, that was a really good movie. That was almost in my top 10. But if I had to do a top 15, Black Klansman would be there. Fresh, original story. That's true. A black man infiltrates the KKK. And the acting and the delivery, and you get to see it on both ends. And then you have a man who is also Caucasian, but he's actually Jewish, which is another enemy of the Klan. So it was both of them going up against the Klan was just something incredible. Widows definitely was overrated and definitely was going to be on my list. But it wasn't overrated that much. A lot of people didn't get behind Widows. It had a lot of talk for like a little bit of time. But yes, it would have been in like a top 20. Widows would have been there. And just like clockwork, I see Stuckman has just released his best movies of 2018. Jurassic World 2, overrated? I would say so. That's a good one. It would have been in my top 15. It probably would have been 14 or 15. I enjoyed watching the film, but it was the story of two films. Once they went to the house, the story lost me. They had a good premise, then they went down the wrong path that the first Jurassic World went through, and start making it a monster movie. When they went back to the island and they were trying to save the dinosaurs, the movie should have stayed right. The movie should have never been transferred. This is what happened when you have two directors. The first director written his story and got there, and the second director said, nope, I'm going to take it indoors. And once he took it indoors, he took the people with him. We all went for that ride. Mixed emotions on that film. Very mixed emotions when it comes to film. Well, was that this year or last year? Insidious: The Last Key. It wasn't overhyped. It was just not good. Breaking In wasn't overhyped. It wasn't really promoted. And thank God it wasn't. No one needs to ever see that film in life. That movie would have been 5 minutes long, 15 at tops. I'd be like, look, you got two kids here. If you don't come out and come in the house right now, I shoot 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, I give up. Thank you. Movie over. Roll the credits. Tie her up. Let's get all the stuff out of here and get up out of here. There ain't nobody got time for that nonsense that she was running. Halloween, now that could have been a case. Halloween ran into its flaws. I enjoyed it, but I thought the ending was very stupid. I can't wait to see the director's cut. My thing is, if you've been waiting 40 years for Michael Myers, why booby trap a wooden house in the sticks? And doggone, I would have had a metal brick house fortress. If they had safer houses in town. You're out in the woods, no booby trap set for Michael Myers. He just comes right in through the front door. And because she had a bolted door that was going to keep Michael out of a wooden house, then they hide downstairs in a narrow basement thing. And your way of escaping the house was to have Michael Myers fall down a narrow stairway. And y'all come up the stairway. This was your plan? Then trap him down there and set the whole place on fire? And that was going to stop Michael Myers? You know what would have stopped Michael Myers? An AK-47 or AR-15, a 223 assault rifle, chopping him up right on the porch, chop, 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 watching his limbs fly from his body. How he gonna chop your arms out and strangle you to death when he ain't got no arms? It's gonna be kind of hard for him to find you with half of his face over there and another half over there. Now, if he can grab his face and put all that back together, like the gingerbread man or something, then yeah, then he's a bad boy, and we maybe need to stay away from him. But if he ain't doing that, why is anybody worried about some Michael Myers who walking as slow as molasses? Mike wouldn't be coming back from none of that. Mike's legs would have been off. And nothing's explained. They said they made the correction from Halloween 2 of it was Michael Myers' sister. Now Michael has no relation. Michael has no relation to this family at all. None. So I don't get why the daughter's acting more like Michael Myers. Michael Myers is not related to them. This is what happens when you got too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many writers, too many directors. There's a lot of scenes that worked, like the backyard scene with the security light, the motion sensor light. That thing when it goes off and come back on, and Michael's getting closer to this idiot. That worked. That whole scene worked. Because I'm going to talk about that in full, because I wanted to get more information on it so I can make a whole full-length video live, because I've actually talked about it before, but we're going to really get into some gist, some more information on that, because I have more information come in. So therefore I don't keep making extra videos talking about Bone and also I'm going to say offshore, Offset, and 21 Savage. You hear him breathing in the credits. I mean, he could have easily gotten out of there. When stuff started burning down, I mean, it's wood. I mean, he could hide in there in that metal cabinet where they have all the guns. Mike could just go in there and close the door and wait till all this stuff burns down so he can open up and find a way out and get out. It's not hard. And I'm like, 40 years and this was your plan? To try to kill him with a revolver up close and a doggone knife? Like, what was you thinking? And I'm like, if you were having that many social outfits and you couldn't rest and you couldn't sleep, get the hell out of Haddonfield. Why are you gonna stand? And it's gonna cause you that much distress? Get the hell out of there. That's what I think.